Welcome back, everybody. We're back for Game 2 here between Vicious and Delicious and Notice Me Senpai. For Game 2, we have Notice Me Senpai on blue side and Vicious and Delicious on red side. I am still Kevin Big Booty Bodie. To my right is still Blake Dezaninator Xanadine. And to my left, unfortunately, is still Bailey Ponox Dietrich.
Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate. I mean, I wish I was Keith McBrief or something. But...
Oh my god.
Great first ban coming out from the side of Notice Me Senpai, getting rid of that Oriana. Caused him a lot of problems last game, coming out from Bakery Boy. Not a bad ban at all. And then we go straight back. Evelyn towards Henry, keeping him off that safe pick.
Interesting seeing that Notice Me Senpai chose to ban that. They could have, if they wanted to, as you said, as Ponox said earlier, Hannah Patrell did play the Oriana very well in qualifiers, so they could have first picked it away from Vicious and Delicious if they wanted to, but I guess maybe that's not what they're thinking for a team comp this game.
I'm not gonna lie, I would be surprised if they didn't prioritize that Thresh pick first.
Right.
I mean,
True.
Mo Money did take it away from an Impressive Boy, and he did work on that champion.
Yeah, he did.
That's exactly what I was thinking too. I mean, they're going to want to try and take that Thresh, so they don't have the time to prioritize the Oriana, where Vicious and Delicious would then pick it around in the next draft there. Fiora ban, again, coming out. So kind of the same bans we saw last game for Vicious and Delicious. A little bit different for Notice Me Senpai. Skarner, that was one of their bans as well. Yeah. So I'm wondering if they're going to ban the Darius, kind of have the same ones all around, or if they're going to kind of change it up. Janna coming out. So maybe once they do take away that Thresh, maybe that's what they're thinking Mo Money will kind of go back on, because he has played it before. But I would see them try and take that Braum away. I mean, that's still open. I would say that would probably be the better ban of the two, just because he's so strong right now.
Yeah, I feel like banning out Mo Money is really hard. He's played a lot of champions through. He's played Alistair, Braum, Lulu. I know he's probably got a couple other pocket picks sitting behind him.
Thresh.
Unbenched Kench, Thresh. Like, he is a very vast champion pool, and I feel like taking away the Janna isn't quite the best, but the Darius ban coming out from the side, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Just overall,
that's
very strong champion.
Yeah, we saw how disgusting that champ was last night.
Mm-hmm. So maybe as well, they banned the Janna, hoping to leave the Darius up and maybe take that away. But yeah, again,
Dezaninator, you called it.
First pick, Thresh.
Just Mo Money doing a ton of work on that Thresh. And with Impressive Boy, he played it pretty much all of the games through qualifiers. That is his comfort pick. But this is troll. I don't care what anyone says. I'm not doing this. I do know that Mo Money's one of his most played champions is Bard. He has that level 5 mastery. He can throw the swang on it. But
you gotta spam emotes, man.
It seems like with their sub, formally, they're going to lock in that Ashe. He did have a really good game last game. Not really picking up the kills, but using the utility.
Great arrows, though. Yeah. I mean, with that, it's a very utility-centric AD carry that's a little bit stronger, I'd say, right now than Sivir, now that they did nerf that ultimate. So it doesn't offer the same type of utility, but it does offer a lot in teamfights with the slows, with the volley, with that CC arrow coming out there. They do lock in the Maokai again for Poof the Sheep, who did have a very, very good game on that last time.
Yeah, Vicious and Delicious with the Maokai and the Ashe locked in first. So far, sticking to the same team comp as last time, so maybe thinking, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
They have a lot of options that they could throw in that mid lane. We did see Bakery Boy play a decent amount of Victor. He's also very good in that team fight. You have the Chaos Storm, puts down a lot of AoE damage. Victor scales very well with the team. He would do very well. Maybe not as... Oriana not being the strongest champion in lane early either, so he would be already used to having a bit of a weaker early lane phase. But there's still a lot of picks that they could just sub in for the Oriana. They just wouldn't have as much CC, I suppose, bringing in with that Oriana. But we'll have to see. We do see BBB lock in another one of his kind of comfort picks, the Rumble. It's a very good pick for it. It does do quite well against Maokai. You should be able to punish him a lot very early as well.
Yeah, the fire, I mean, that's going to be hard on the tree there in the top lane. But they do lock in the Lee Sin as well, so they're going to have some AD damage coming out there in the jungle. So I'm curious how they're going to decide to go with that mid lane. If they're going to go probably with like an AP caster. So I would say that Victor would be a very good pickup in that mid lane for Hannah Patrell. Very comfortable champion for him. Again, these trolls on the side of Vicious and Delicious hovering that Bard. Annie, I mean, that'd be a pretty interesting pick for Mo Money, I think, actually.
Maybe we can go back to the Nocturne as well. The Nocturne was very effective for Tefreakers last game, and Notice Me Senpai again choosing to just stick to their Skarner ban, not switching it over to the Nocturne ban, maybe deciding that maybe they don't want to deal with the Skarner at all, willing to deal with the possibility of another Nocturne, and it is locked in here for Tefreakers, and Annie as well for Mo Money.
It's very, well, it could go mid lane.
This
is a flex pick.
True.
with the Orianna gone, we're not sure what he's going to play. Any Ashe bot lane's really disgusting at level 6. You get that Tibber stun. You can immediately arrow after if you don't kill your target.
Yeah.
That's very unfortunate for you. But I'm very curious why if they're banning Skarner. Well, after he did get hotfixed, he is still quite strong. But I don't think he is a champion to Freaker's place. He played a lot of Gragas and Zac, and now he's sticking with that Nocturne.
I do like that as well. The Nocturne, I mean, he just got buffed. A favorite champion of mine, even though I'm very bad at playing him. But we do see Team Maya locking in that Vayne. That's something I would prefer them to play around. Having a very high damage champion for Team Maya to play on, something that has a lot of outplay potential because he's a hard carry for the team. So kind of putting him on Sivir is almost putting him on the back burner in comparison to the other team. They kind of wanted BBB and Hannah Petrel to be the main carries of the team. But giving Team Maya that presence back in this lineup, I do like that as well. We do see the mid lane Kennen coming out again for Hannah Petrel.
Yeah.
I mean, it did work out pretty well in terms of zone control and everything like that in the team fights. I mean, again, I probably would have liked the Victor, as I mean, Vicious and Delicious does pick that up in response to that. So it's kind of confusing, prioritizing that Kennen very hard when there's still so many strong picks open here. But, I mean, it's kind of what they're comfortable on. You don't necessarily always have to stick with meta by any means. So if they can make it work, kudos to them. I'm kind of excited to see if they do have some great team fighting potential here again.
They are going to rely on getting ahead on the side of Notice Me Senpai. They do not have a very strong front line. It's going to be all up to Henry using that Lee Sin effectively early and getting the team going. They are running the double AP, so once Vayne does get the Blade of the Rune King and either Static Shiv or Phantom Dancer, it's really going to be on him to put down a lot of damage, as I'm imagining a lot of MR is going to come out on the side of Vicious is Delicious, as we did see Mo Money pick up an early Aegis last game.
So I think the question we're all wondering here is, will Impreza Boy pick up that Zeeks for the Vayne?
It's not as important as the Ashe, man. Ashe, when you get the IE, the crits, but I guess you guarantee crit with Ashe. You don't really need as much on her.
I do really like Zeke's on Vayne, though. I mean, just having the Silver Bolt proc and with the crits, it's gross amount of damage.
I think the real question is, are we going to see the Zeeks picked up on Victor, as that is something we saw. Remember we saw that?
100% troll.
Was that last week we saw that?
It was, and Bakery Boy was the one.
Was that him? Okay, yeah.
It's complete troll. I think they were just so far ahead he grabbed it. But I do agree with you. I'm glad we have Team Maya on more carry throughout the entire qualifiers. We saw him playing Jinx, Tristana. He is a natural born carry, and with this Vayne pick and Impreza Boy back on his Thresh, I'm really hoping we see a lot of kills in that bot lane.
Yeah, so hopefully we see a great game here between Notice Me Senpai and Vicious and Delicious. We're going to take a quick break here, and then we'll be right back. Welcome back, friends. We're here for game 2 between Vicious and Delicious and Notice Me Senpai.
Yeah, on the blue side we have Notice Me Senpai with BB rocking that rumble in the top lane, Henry in the jungle with that Dragon Fist Lee Sin, Hannah Patrell playing that Cannon in the mid lane again, Team Maya with the Vayne in ADC, and Impreza Boy on his comfort pick, Thresh on support.
And on the red side, we have Vicious and Delicious. Poof the Sheep, bring the Maokai back in the top lane. Defreakers on the repeat Nocturne in the jungle. Bakery Boy, pulling up the Victor in the mid lane. Formerly bringing out Ash as AD carry. And Mo Money on the little Flame Child Annie in the support role.
Yeah, so Blake, I knew you had a lot to say about this bot lane kind of matchup here before this game kicked off. What do you feel so far for Team Maya coming into this game?
It's very scary for Team Maya, just in lane phase, let alone team fights. In the lane phase, you have Ash. Ash outranges you, she slows you, going to be able to trade very well with the Vayne. Then you have Annie, who has ridiculous range, just auto-attacking. And then you also have these long-range abilities to stun. Usually in lane, if you can dodge that arrow and Ash, you usually win the exchanges at level 6. But with a point-and-click stun coming from Mo Money, they have so much CC lined up. It's really up to Impreza Boy, I think, to make the plays early and get him and Team Maya ahead. Because as team fights go on, you've got Nocturne, you've got Maokai, you've got all this CC coming towards Team Maya. He's in a lot of trouble in team fights.
I'd say the bot lane has a very scary level 6 on the side of Vicious and Delicious. Just having that Asho, having that Tibbers, yeah, they're able to stack that CC. Comparing that to Team Maya and the Impreza Boy, I mean, the box and the Vayne's ult, I mean, it's not having a lot of pressure there. It's not the most scary thing you've ever seen in your life, even though it does have a lot of utility there on Thresh's side, just the box being able to drop that down if they are ever getting engaged on. Still, it's not the scariest thing you see in a bot lane. Lots of that pressure is more in the mid lane and the top lane, having BB on that Rumble and Hannah Patrell on that Cannon. So it's going to be whether they can group as 5 versus having their these little skirmishes in the lane. So I would like to see Notice Me Senpai grouping up as 5, where, I mean, Vicious and Delicious can kind of group and do whatever they want. We do have a Gromp start! Gromp start for Vicious and Delicious here. Formerly is going to pick that one up.
All right, so I think that's going to be the win for Vicious and Delicious then, right there.
yeah, pretty much here.
Both teams actually opting for the double jungle as well. Poof the Sheep, giving to Friggers a little help at red buff, but going to start going B here. BBB very low. He is tanking for Henry. That's more the traditional start we see with the double jungle. Taking all the damage for your jungler, not making him waste those pots so he can clear faster, get off early ganks. I am still confused by this Janna ban. I kind of get it now with the Kennen. He doesn't want to be just going and ult and then you get kicked 600 meters away. But they don't really have the engage. If you look, Vicious and Delicious have all that hard engage. So the Janna would have been crucial for Notice Me Senpai, but instead they have the Thresh. Still kind of confused the ban, but either way, this is going to be a really good game, I think, as far as fights go.
I do like both of these comps a lot. I mean, they do have a lot to offer between the two of them. And then Nocturne, he might get left a little out here, but Henry is in the jungle here.
The jungler's going at it, and Henry there forced to flash, but Tefreakers blows his as well. And Henry very low here, and I don't know if Tefreakers is going to be able to finish this off, but Hannah Patrell shows up there to help disengage there for Lee Sin, and Tefreakers, he's still throwing down Victor there as well. Throws out the gravity field, and the laser comes down onto Henry, but it's not good enough. And they go in onto Bakery Boy, but the tower is there doing shots onto Hannah Patrell, but now Tefreaker wants in the action as well. But still no teams picked up the kill, and both bot lanes did roam up there.
Oh, it was very unfortunate. Hannah Patrell almost had the kill. He did go in for the ignite, but he did not throw his auto with the empowered shuriken to land the stun onto Bakery Boy. That might have been the difference, or at least kept him still to land more autos. But he was under tower. A lot of summers blown, but in the end, Henry's stealing away that blue buff from Tefreakers, giving himself a 3 buff start if he's able to make it to his blue.
Pretty aggressive on the side of Henry, going in onto the jungle on Vicious and Delicious side there. I mean, Lee Sin does have a lot of early pressure, but you don't really... I mean, Nocturne has a lot of early pressure as well when you can kind of stick on them, get that fear, get that Q, and kind of stick on them as well. So he's pretty aggressive there. Good trades coming in from the top lane here.
Poof the Sheep looking to 1v1 BB again, and he gets very close. His BB is very low. Poof the Sheep just going to back out. Really flexing those big wooden muscles up there in the top lane.
I always make the joke that whenever you got a Maokai, it's a wet noodle fight.
You
but
do,
Poof
yeah.
the Sheep is one beefy Maokai.
That is a hard noodle.
Man, he is going head to head with a Rumble. This guy's got a couple pots he's going to start. But the sustain from Maokai with that Doran's ring,
Yeah.
his passive, he's going to be able to just keep running at Rumble and pushing him under that turret.
Yeah, I mean, if Poof the Sheep can keep having this kind of pressure in the top lane, he's going to be able to deny BBB quite a bit here. So BBB's going to be forced to farm under tower here as Poof did go back, pick up a second Doran's ring there.
Ooh,
and a
Death
ward.
Sentence lands onto Mo Money. That looked to be at about max range there for Impreza Boy. Showing off those skill shots for
Through
us.
the creeps, man.
Yeah.
He just wanted that hook. Curved it around the minion, but they actually,
Bent it like Beckham.
it's actually a lot of pressure coming down here. We do see Team Maya with the CS advantage. Haven't really looked much at the bot lane, but very curious what's going on down there.
Henry coming in the mid lane as the gravity field does come out from Bakery Wood, but shots going down. Henry's taking turret shots here. Hand of Patrell there as well. And first blood picked up for Hand of Patrell onto Bakery Boy. Henry barely escaped with his life there.
Great patience by him. He does land the Q. Doesn't follow the resonating strike until that gravity field goes down, so he doesn't get caught in the stun as well. And then we have Hand of Patrell staying just far enough that he's able to safeguard away, get out of turret range, and allow his mid laner to pick up that kill. And that's what we talked about. Make sure to get the repeat ganks when the flash and the barrier aren't available.
Yeah, that's just what I was going to say. That as we see Mo Money going very low here and forced to flash in the bot lane. But Defreakers is there as Impreza Boy and Team Meyer not at full health. The Lantern comes out. The tumble as well. The tumble into the Lantern. Gymnastics there from Team Maya 70.
Yeah, very flashy.
Hand of Patrol! Roaming bot lane. Defreakers is there, but Mo Money very low here.
Oh!
And will she go down? She does with Team Maya picking up the kill. And they're just going to back out after that. Good roam there.
Minions might
Good, good roam there for Hand of Patrol after getting the kill onto Bakery Boy in the mid lane. Decides to come down to the bot lane and help out.
Unfortunately, a little bit of split focus there by the side of Vicious and Delicious. The Freakers does get the stun, or the fear, sorry, onto Team Maya, but continues to go for Impreza Boy. But they don't actually secure any of the kills. He just tumbles straight into the Lantern, getting himself to safety. And Bakery Boy going to take this time to pick up a little free CS as Hand of Patrol, kind of giving him a rough time in that lane early.
Yeah, that was it's a good gank there for Henry there in the mid lane onto Bakery Boy because Victor without a flash, there's not much moving around you're gonna do there.
No, yeah, that's a lot of pressure. I mean, lost there, and he's not running Ignite or anything, so no real kill pressure for Bakery Boy in the mid lane. He is running the barrier. For Hand of Patrol, he's got that Ignite. He didn't even use it there on that kill, so he's still got that available if they do decide to make a play onto that Victor again in the mid lane. I did like that roam a lot from Hand of Patrol. I mean, after that kill, they would have expected him to go back, use that gold to get some items. He does pick up the blasting wand now, but he did decide to roam to that bot lane where he was kind of MIA, but nobody really expected that one. So great map movements from them. They really did, change that up from the last game where they were having some kind of awkward map movements in the early game. They did pick it up later on, but it really looks like they're kind of coming into the swing of things here as this game's going.
That's where I'd really like to see Hand of Patrol change his playstyle from last game to this game. Last game, he was very farm-centric. He did not really leave his lane and just farm. Kennen is very good at roaming. You can get around really quickly, and with your ulti, it makes you a huge threat when you gank. You can CC multiple targets, but do a ton of damage. I want to see him roam down to this bot lane, but he goes in
and
on
Slicing Maelstrom is out, and Bakery Boy caught in a bad spot here as the repeat gank comes in. Henry picking up another kill onto Bakery Boy in the mid lane.
That flash just coming up, but not in time. Maybe
Yeah.
not enough to save his life. But see this.
Oh, death sentence. Keep going. Keep going.
Sorry, no
Keep
more.
going, Disaster.
I thought we were gonna have some
Impressive Boys,
follow-up.
he's just showing off his skill shots.
But
Death sentence.
this is where that lane is so favorable for Kennen. He's going to rush that first item Abyssal. That's going to negate the damage that Victor's doing to him, but also giving him damage back. You build the first item's Doran's Blade to make it easier to farm, plus your range is quite good, so you can trade a lot easier. I'm very happy that they're getting this Kennen going because he's going to be a very crucial part of this team fight, and I want to see him roam more now that he has this big advantage.
I agree.
I agree as well. The Cutlass finally coming out here for Vayne. That kill obviously getting enough gold there that they're able to press that advantage. He does have the boots as well. Henry making a little bit of action here in the bot lane. Yeah. So far, so good for Team Maya. I knew you were kind of worried about that, Blake, with the Ashe and the Annie combo in the bot lane, just having the huge amount of range. They do clear out the wards there, but they do put in the right one.
Ooh,
The
Ashe
Ashe
arrow.
arrow missing. It looks like both junglers are making their way here. They're both wanting kill, both hungry as they are at that level 6 spike now with that Nocturne. So
unfortunately, field goals only count in football. Puts it right between the posts. But it was a great try.
The uprights.
That's the unfortunate part. They missed that arrow, but they do have the backup Annie CC. But Henry is there for the kill. But I'm very impressed with how well Impreza Boy and Team Maya are handling this lane. It is very favored toward the Ashe and the Annie. But maybe Impreza Boy being on the main, he feels very comfortable. He's able to make those plays. But the hawk shot does go out.
Ooh, Henry with the aggressive flash onto money, but he is stunned up and not able to capitalize there, as Nocturne did leave, so they did have the numbers advantage in the bot lane. But now damage going down onto Bakery Boy again from Hand of Patrol.
That flash kind of surprises me. He used the safeguard to get to the ward and then flash. There was no way he was getting behind either of them. So if he did get his kick off, he was kicking them towards their turret and safety.
it was more of him just like saying, hey, I got my level 6, watch out. I'm just going to kick him around. But no, we do see in the mid lane here, though, Victor is going to prioritize the Sork boots, which is kind of odd. I mean, he's going to be lacking the damage for sure, not wanting to get much AP as he just does have the second Doran's ring. And
Hand of Patrol.
Yeah, he's so far behind Hand of Patrol right now, just in terms of items, CS even. It's a little scary here, not having that much AP, just having the magic pen. He's going to have a rough time.
Prioritizing the magic pin is going to help though once that Abyssal Scepter is built, because he is going for a
Oh, Tibbers does come out from Annie, but I don't know if it's going to be able to do enough damage onto Impreza Boy, as the Notice Me Senpai bot lane will back off here.
The enchanted arrow still available.
What's up?
Want to re-engage here.
Death Sentence lands there for more money, but not much going to do there. I don't think I've seen Impreza Boy miss a Death Sentence yet. He's really channeling his inner Mata there with that Samsung White skin on the Thresh.
I mean, for all we know, he is Mana.
Oh, there's the Ashe Arrow onto Team Maya. Nocturno comes in as well. Team Maya caught in a very bad spot here, but it is able to flash out here. I don't know. They will have enough damage here to just pick up the kill.
That is exactly what I was telling you my biggest fear was. They chain that CC. As soon as the Nocturne ulties, he gets hit by the arrow. He gets stunned by the Annie. The fear didn't come out until after the invisibility wears off from popping the ulti, as well as the tumble. Comes up, fear, flash, still dead. It's going to be like that for the rest of the game. Team Maya needs that meat shield that Impreza Boy brings to the lane.
Ooh. That was fantastic timing too. Wow, there's a lot of damage from Hand of Patrol onto Bakery Boy, just getting a full combo off there. They're going to take the dragon here though. Krieger's not really contested here besides that hook coming out
just
from Impreza Boy.
There,
just a little, hey guys, I'm around here.
Yeah, I can land my skill shots. Don't worry.
But,
ooh, stop the ports.
Yeah. Again, this is Victor. It's going to be such a rough time because he's such late scaling now that it's going to deny him so much. Rushing the Sork Pen boots, not having that AP, it's going to make him have a very bad mid game here unless he's going to be able to get some gold somehow from some kills or just hard farming here. It's going to delay his spike so much farther here until he's going to be able to get that Hex Core fully upgraded.
I'm very interested that we see the Negatron cloak coming out from Rumble as well. BBB look like he's going to go for the double Abyssal. They don't stack, so I'm not necessarily sure why they're going.
Rumble split push.
If he is I mean, when he's on his own, it is good. It is going to negate some of the damage from Maokai, but I think a Void Staff would be a lot more beneficial, as Kennen is going to be in there as well. Only one of them really need to prioritize that Abyssal Scepter. It's going to reduce the magic resistant teammates, but then if the other person builds the Void Staff, it's going to give them even more magic pen because they have the lower MR. Kind of confused by it. I understand it for the laning phase, but he does have the Haunting Guys now. Probably going to pick up those Sork boots. But from the beginning of the top lane, it hasn't much has happened. They just kind of look at each other, farm, and go on their way.
Yep. Once he gets those Sork boots, I mean, he's going to be full build, so it doesn't really matter after that point. But I would like to see, a 5v5 finally coming in here. But it looks like everyone, like the top lane, they haven't really moved. There's been no TPs to the bot side. But it does look like Henry is kind of just floating around there, hoping to maybe get a Q land here, but they are playing it pretty safe, as they do use the blue trinket to see if they can spot out Nocturne, but he's nowhere to be found. He's actually around that mid lane, so they might try and go for it now, knowing that there isn't a jungler around.
I do like the Sightstone coming out from Henry. They do have the deep wards. They do spot Nocturne out at the blue buff, but that is exactly what they need to do. They pink the Tribe Brush, so any wards they put there are pretty much going to be negated. They're going to kill them right away. They need those deep regular ward, so they can see the Nocturne coming from a distance when he decides to pop that Paranoia. When he hits level 11, the range is going to get a lot bigger, so he's going to be able to ult from farther away. Kind of give you a heads up where he's going to be to keep Team Maya safe, so they know when the Enchanted Arrow is about to come in.
So yeah, very scary, but they are prioritizing that vision a lot. So very good on the side of Notice Me Senpai, really improving on that on last game, where they were lacking on that a little bit, but having this Lee Sin pickup, needing the Sightstone there, just so you can get the ward hops and everything like that, just utility for his kit, it's going to really help him out a lot, actually, just having that double Sightstone, as well as like a lot of traded up trinkets here, going with the red trinkets on the Thresh and onto the Paranoia coming in.
Paranoia comes in onto Impressive White. Threshbox comes up, but there's not much he's gonna do here. He just caught in a bad spot and formally picks up the kill.
That's CC Train, man.
That's CC Train. They can rinse and repeat that all day, and it's
Choo
just
choo.
yeah, it's just gonna keep having results for him. Poof the Sheep. I don't know if he's got the damage to
Caught
back
in a
this up.
bad spot here. BBBBB giving him a taste of his own 1v1 medicine.
That
Well, looks like he
Equalizer.
will get out. Yeah.
Equalizer's still available. I think he actually could have. Oh, is it? Yeah, it was available. I
would've
think
went
he
for
could
it.
have gone for the kill there if he would have popped it down, but saving it for a team fight, which isn't bad at all, as we see Henry coming from behind.
Oh, behind the turret. He's taking shots from the turret now, but Victor's flash was up there and able to get over the tower, as we do see Vicious and Delicious pick up the bot lane turret.
I really like Henry's playstyle on the Lee Sin. He's a lot more aggressive than he was with that Sejuani, and he's being proactive, trying to make these plays. The guy's jumping on behind turrets. He walks into the blue buff early on, steals it. I think this is really what Notice Me Senpai needed last game.
The problem with that Sejuani pick was he had great ultimates, but just no follow-up. There's nothing, no damage to follow it up. So now that he's finally on Elisa and is being able to put a little bit of damage out, as well as they do have the Rumble, they just have a full damage kind of composition here. There's not a lot of frontline, like you were saying earlier, but so it's going to have a lot more results when he's able to get into that backline, get a good ultimate off, a good dragon kick, able to maybe put the carry into his own team, and they're going to be able to follow that up a lot better. So I do like the kind of what they've built around Notice Me Senpai here. A lot better than last game.
I'm very curious to see how they're going to pull this team come together, having no front line, but I don't think we're going to see a full 5v5 until maybe that first dragon, but there's a lot of people collapsing onto Poof the Sheep here as BBB is going to start pushing towards the turret.
Yeah. Hand of Patrol there as well. I'm not sure if Poof the Sheep knows he's there yet. Henry there as well. A 1v3 here for Poof the Sheep. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. Flash does come out. Equalizer comes down. Perfectly placed there for BBBBBBBB, and he does pick up the kill.
Maybe a lot expended though. They had to use all of their ultis just to take down Poof the Sheep, and they might lose mid-turret for it. Impressive Boy and Maya going to try and do as much as they can, but that gravity field is going to make them pretty safe as Formerly comes up, but they pick up the... Oh, sorry, it's the top lane turret that goes down. But with this next wave, I imagine...
Oh, yeah. CC Train!
Oh, the laser, the Tibbers, and Impressive Boy goes down along with the turret.
So, I mean, great answer here from Vicious and Delicious in the mid lane. So I feel like that's the better of the two trades there. It's really going to open up that map a lot more than taking that top tower. So I'd say that's probably the best, especially since you do already have the bot tower. So they only have so many places they can kind of rotate to. So that was a very great pickup and a great answer from Vicious and Delicious in response to Notice Me Senpai doing that dive in the top.
It's very important for them not to roam by themselves. With the Ash Arrow, the Tibbers, Chaos Storm, picks are what they're looking for. Don't make that available to them. They did have a lot of great early vision. Some of them have fallen off. A lot more pinks coming out from the side of Vicious Delicious in their own jungle, and that's perfect. But as Dragon comes up here, we'll have to see if they're going to start sweeping wards and look for that 5v5, as ultis are pretty much available across the board. I'm excited, but it looks like they might just take it for free.
Notice Me Senpai are there, and no members of Vicious and Delicious even close to be able to contest that.
That was their great job from Notice Me Senpai, recognizing the backing time of Vicious and Delicious, noticing they did have that small window there where they could go in and take that dragon uncontested just because nobody was around. Everyone was back in base shopping, everyone was clearing waves, they were all kind of accounted for. So that was a very great move from Notice Me Senpai, able to go for that. But Poof and to Freakers, yeah, they just clean up that top lane there. So now that's all the outer turrets taken for that Vicious and Delicious lineup here. So that opens up the map a lot more. It gives them a lot of vision, and there's a lot of wards.
Enchanted Arrow is not on there. Oh, and the Slicing Maelstrom is huge from Hand of Patrol right now. Picks up the triple kill on Vicious and Delicious. Poof the Sheep is there to pick up a kill onto Impressive Boy, but now to Freakers might be the next to go. Hand of Patrol very low here. Tefreakers did pick up the kill onto Henry there. Proof the Sheep here now is going to get the kill with one more auto onto
Holy cow.
Hand of Patrol, and Proof the Sheep with the dub.
We were it was a triple. I believe he did pick up the 3 kills there.
No.
Hand of Patrol?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a triple for Hand of Patrol.
Proof got the
sorry,
Proof got the dub.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry. Yeah, great fight. That was 4v5.
Yeah.
And they instantly deleted. Not having a front line, but Hand of Patrol, if he locks them down on that equalizer, that was a ton of damage. They completely deleted all the threats from Vicious and Delicious, but the turret doing a lot of work for them. Maybe a little aggressive diving into that turret, but it was a proactive play coming out as Enchanted Arrow did go on to Impreza Boy.
Team Maya wasn't even there. Team Maya was pushing that bot lane, got the turret as well, so they were able to kind of pick up all those kills as well as the turret in answer there. Great job from Vicious and Delicious, though. I mean, Tefreakers and Poof the Sheep kind of coming in a little bit late there, but still able to kind of clean up, kind of get something to answer back. A couple kills there for each of them. So kind of a weird fight there, but great combo that I'd like to see come out more often for Notice Me Senpai, having that equalizer and the... Oh, I was hoping that would steal something
Death
cool,
sentence.
but the blue is already gone, so I mean, we can all hope at least. But again, I would like to see that combo coming out from Notice Me Senpai, having the Slicing Maelstrom and the Equalizer kind of go on top of each other.
Ashiro does land there. The CC train is leaving the station, and Hand of Patrol goes down. And now they're looking to go into Imprison Way. Victor Laser just misses. Poof the Sheep here. Equalizer comes down from BBBBB. Good place there. Mo money now, very low. Rumble, full health.
A great Equalizer coming out there from BBB. Wow.
Poof the Sheep here now caught on top of Impreza Boy. Death Sentence does miss.
Go in. Do it.
Death Sentence!
Lee Syndrome, not today. Unfortunately, yeah, Hannah Patrol getting caught. And we were talking about the effectiveness of the cannon and whether we thought it was a good pick early on. It wasn't as effective last game. It's looking a little better this game, but once again, he kind of gets caught out here, and this is the fear. If they are able to lock down Hannah Patrol, I fear for the team fight of Notice Me Senpai, because he's a lot of their damage, their zoning, and their CC. If they're able to burst him down instead of Team Maya, I think Notice Me Senpai is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Even though there is the double Sightstone coming out here for Notice Me Senpai, Vicious and Delicious, I'd say, still are just having a lot more wards accounted for on the map. As I'm saying this, though, Notice Me Senpai are throwing down some more here, but just from what I've seen going through the game here, Vicious and Delicious have some great deep wards, as well as they do have a lot of pink wards on the map. More defensive right now, just because they're kind of pushed in, as you kind of see 3 clustered up very closely for Notice Me Senpai, just around that blue buff, slash the banana brush kind of by the river there. So, kind of awkward positioning on those pink wards, so a lot of gold wasted just on terms of clearing vision out there, but... yeah, I would like to see them have a little bit better vision, especially with that double sight stuff.
They're really prioritizing vision on Baron, which at this point is a little silly. I don't feel like they have the itemization to really take it very quickly. So maybe move that down towards Dragon, or start putting those pinks more in your own jungle or in the enemy jungle. Just Baron, maybe put 1. You can put 1, but 3 is a little excessive at this point.
We'll allow 1.
How about 2? What about 2?
No, absolutely.
Okay, alright, okay.
But
just making sure.
Get right out of town.
They're just prioritizing a little too much around that blue area in the Baron, but the thing is, they don't even have the pink buff on Baron itself. You could come around from the top side and they'd have no idea. So maybe, now they are starting to get a lot more wards down though, with Dragon coming up in a minute 25. I think this is the time, guys. I said this earlier, I wanted to see the Dragon fight, but we do see the arrow going.
That did land on Hannah Patrol. The Equalizer does not land very well. Zonia's popped at the last minute. Hannah Patrol isn't going to buy him enough time. No, it is not, but Poof the Sheep a little low here. They will look to the Flame Spitters coming out from him while Gravity Field goes down. Death Sentence did land onto Formerly, but Impreza Boy now caught in a bad spot as Bakery Boy picks up the kill. Flash comes out from Formerly. Now they're just going to look, Team Maya and BBBBB just going to look to get away with their lives, as well as Henry here.
This is what I was talking about. If they blow up Hannah Patrol, really the team fight of Notice Me Senpai is in a lot of trouble. It was a great equalizer by BBB. Not necessarily damage-wise, but he zoned the rest of the team from coming in and helping Poof the Sheep blow up and put a lot of damage down onto Hannah Patrol. Unfortunately, he was forced to use Zanya's before he could ulti. Not that ulti would have made a difference. He was completely out of range, but they popped him before he was really able to be any effective to his team.
Oh, Henry now might be caught in a bad spot here as Tefreakers picks up the kill, almost out of mana for Tefreakers, but he picks up the solo kill onto Henry.
Really unfortunate that they did pick up that kill on Henry there as the Dragon is spawning in 17 seconds, and he's going to be down while that spawned up. But it looks like Vicious and Delicious are going to back here, actually. I wish they
spooky.
would have actually kind of positioned and set up for that drag and kind of took it as soon as it popped up here. I mean, they were low, but there wasn't a lot that Notice Me Senpai was going to be able to do to answer back. They were pretty low as well. Hannah Petrell was still back in base at that time. Dragon is up. Pings are coming out for it right now.
And Present Boy's the first one there.
Yeah.
Hawk Shot coming out.
Very interesting. The Vayne opting for the Merc treads in her build,
Wow.
not wanting to get out of that CC a little faster, not get hit by the train and stuck underneath it. But we do see Vicious and Delicious starting it up as Henry and BBB very far out, but BBB does have TP available. Not sure it's really worth fighting for this dragon, but he is using the TP.
It's going to be too late as that went down very quickly. And the Ash Arrow does land on a Hannah Petrell. Gravity Field as well. Equalizer comes down from Rebel. Did catch them there in the gap, but Freakers picks up the first kill onto Hannah Petrell. Team Maya gets the kill onto Poof the Sheep. And it comes up the other way. Henry, aggressive flasher, now going in for the kick onto a 1-E, but the Victor Laser does a lot, but Henry does pick up the kill before Henry does go down. The Flame Spitter picks up the kill onto Formerly. Victor Laser doing a lot of damage there.
3 for 2, sorry, for Notice Me Senpai, and they didn't even get the cannon ult off again. I gotta say, Vicious
he went
and
down
Delicious
very early.
doing very well at prioritizing their targets.
Notice Me Senpai, I mean, BB has some amazing equalizers so far. They're really getting him in those choke points, getting him in the lanes there, and he's landing them perfectly, right on top of everyone, and making sure they can't move. Getting
Death
the CC
Sentence
on.
lands for Impressive Boy onto Defreakers, but the Victor Laser comes out. Maybe a little fight over the last thing there as well. Oh, Paranoia coming in here. 4-knocker goes in onto Impressive Boy, very low, but Defreakers going down low, and the shutdown as the Flame Spirit. They're going to turn this around on them. Poof the Sheep does go down. Bakery Boy gets the kill. The double kill here for Team Maya.
The trip?
The dub, the trip. Poof the Sheep gonna turn her, but Mo Money shows up here. I don't know if he's gonna want to deal with Team Maya after getting the trip.
He should definitely walk away from this triple.
Yeah.
He does not want to
Formerly
get
comes
arrowed.
back.
Yeah. I mean, the arrow is up. Yeah, it is.
Hawk Shot.
He's got to be careful.
Team Maya might get Ran Train on here.
Oh,
Lands.
He's going
Volley
for style.
comes out here. Henry there as well, though, but now doing damage. Back and forth here, and the shutdown for the Ash, but Lee Sin kicks her to death.
Team Maya going ham in that fight. Did he know it was the Merc treads actually kicking in, not making that stun last as long. But that's where I was saying 1v1, you land that arrow on the Vayne, it's not gonna go well for you. The Ash picking up the kill, but unfortunately Henry is there to help him out. TP used there by Poof the Sheep. I really thought they had the advantage there, but it was a great turn for Notice Me Senpai. And I think ultimately they did get more kills out of that. Would be worth. They didn't pick up the dragon, however.
It was a great set of kills, though, on to Henry here. Or not Henry, sorry, Team Maya. I mean, having that Vayne, getting some good damage on him. He does pick up the QSS early, which, I mean, with this team comp that they have, absolutely picks that up. I mean, you got the Annie, you have the Ash Arrow, you have the Twisted Advance. Absolutely go with that QSS. It is a must-buy with this team comp they've kind of constructed. Especially now that you got all those kills on the Vayne, they're probably going to prioritize that a little more than the cannon. So it's got to be scary here, being the 80 carry versus this team comp. But itemizing well, getting a lot of kills here, and getting a lot of gold onto himself.
Vayne, Team Maya is itemizing very well. Recognizes that there's a lot of CC, goes to Merc Treads, builds third item QSS. So smart with the amount of CC that they have that's going to be sticking to him. Maybe a QSS coming out on Kennen. Like, he could probably use it this way. Honestly, I think they need to get a Mikhail's, thank you. Mikhail's Crucible. I think that would be very beneficial if Impressive Boy could pick that up to help out Hannah Petrell. He is so important in those team fights, and he's the one getting caught out. Break some of that CC. Get him free so he's not being locked down permanently. Can't even pop Zanya's, because he's going to be a very crucial part in these team fights. But the Vayne pick into Poof the Sheep I really like, because it tears him apart. You're doing percent health damage. Once you get that last Whisper, you're going to be cutting through his armor as well. It really negates a lot of his tank stats in these extended team fights that we are seeing them have.
There was a lot of options open in Champ Select too. I mean, he could have gone the Jinx, could have gone the Tristana, but definitely think that this Vayne was the best pickup in terms of situation. Just going against that Maokai, going against the Nocturne, able to get down the Maokai.
Aggressive flash and Celestial Maelstrom comes over Hannah Petrell, just pops the ulti, then pops the Zonias. Paranoia comes in, but Mo Money's going to be the first one to go down here with Team Maya picking up another kill. Formerly Fuckwad is next, and he does go down with the dub going over to Team Maya.
That was very aggressive by Hannah Petrell, but a very nice play. He flashes over the wall. Lightning Rust gets the surge and stuns up two people. A splash used very aggressively by Team Maya. but he picks up the kill onto Mo Money, then uses Blade to slow Ash down and kills him. But we have the rest of the team coming in. They're going to keep fighting. Poop the Sheep in there using Vengeful Maelstrom. This is not very good for Notice Me Senpai. They take out Poop the Sheep, but Defreaker's still going down. A lot of damage being returned. They take down Defreakers. This should be a free Baron. I'm not sure that Bakery Boy can take it, but Notice Me Senpai going to play it safe, go B and heal up, buy items.
They did get a couple more kills there, and again, Team Maya picking up some more kills. They're getting another dub, picking up the Nocturne and the Maokai on the tail end of that Baron attempt. But wow, pretty aggressive on the side of Vicious and Delicious. I don't know what they were kind of expecting to come out of that. Maybe just get them off the Baron, just deny it from them. They did sacrifice a couple members though. It's pretty aggressive there.
I really like that Notice Me Senpai pushed that engage really hard. The Flash Cannon kind of caught us off guard, but the Enchanted Arrow came out while they were taking the turret, trying to hit Rumble. They missed. That is their opportunity. Hand of Betrayal has been basically useless in these last 3 team fights because the guy gets CC'd to death. He finally has an opportunity to make a play. He jumps at it, and they pick up a ton of kills, taking a lot of pressure off their backs. They're not as far behind anymore.
Well, we do have a pause coming in here, which we'll try to get figured out. But yeah, what I was just going to say is that's good adapting here for Notice Me Senpai from the first game, whereas you said that Kennen being a little useless in team fights when it gets singled out. When that was happening in the first game, all they had left over was the Sivir, and that just wasn't doing enough for them. But now they adapted for the second game here, picked up the Vayne instead, and that's been doing work for them here, even when the Kennen has, like, what was it, those 3 team fights there. That last one he did get it before that 3 team fights, not even getting his ult off, but they were still winning the team fights because the Vayne was there to clean up.
Yeah, like you were saying, they need to recognize their opportunities very well on the side of Notice Me Senpai. You know, going in there when they need to get the engage. They need to get the jump on them so that Vicious and Delicious doesn't have time to kind of coordinate their CC train. When the Ash Arrow misses, then what kind of starts it off? What's going to get it going there? It's kind of great. Like, I like the way that they do pick the advantages, but they're going to have to be very careful. They don't want to go too hard, too fast, and not have any follow-up coming in from, the Kennen or whoever might be following up, whoever decides to engage. So it's risky, but it's high risk, high reward with this when they decide to go with the engages. So Hand of Patrol, I would like to see that coming out more, a little aggression, not giving them the opportunity to kind of think it through here and maybe get them discoordinated. Maybe the Ash Arrow onto one target, Mo Money dropping that Tippers onto another one. Ash Arrow missing again, so are they going to go in with the aggression? No flash on Hand of Betrayal. Some doubt they're going to follow up with anything, but at least they know the cooldown on
that arrow is very important. Dragon's coming up in 5 seconds, and you don't have your main initiation tool. Yeah. That's going to be very important. It's very smart by Vicious and Delicious, though, recognizing they don't have the engage. Going to go with the Dragon. It's only their second Dragon. But the flash that you were saying on Hand of Patrol is very important. He has the distortion boots to make sure that flash is coming up more recent so they can look for more engages. Because if he's able to catch them by surprise, you Lightning Surge in, flash, get the ulti. If he can lock up, as long as he gets Formerly and Bakery Boy, I think it's going to be very important. BBB has proven that he can land those clutch equalizers. Tons of damage coming through. That wins you a team fight, man.
Tons of damage. So we do see the Kennen. He's going to be building this Rylage here. I would do like that a lot. Maybe kind of lock him up a little bit more. Paranoia, though.
Coming out here. Hand of Patrol pops his surge. Big equalizer comes out from Rumble. Defreaker's caught in a bad spot here. Slicing Maelstrom coming out from Hand of Patrol after he's out of the Zonias, but he does go down with Bakery Boy, picking up the kill. Zonia's now popped for BBBBB as well as Proof of Sheep is now getting very low. Vicious and Delicious on the run here. Henry runs forward, but I don't know if it's going to be it. Gravity Field comes out for the peel and Formerly barely makes it out with his life. One more auto from really anything would have done it.
Unfortunately, Team Maya using the QSS to get rid of the Ash slow and then gets caught in the Gravity Field. But I mean, going 1-for-1 when it was 4v5, Team Maya way out of the fight. And Hand of Patrol not getting the optimal ulti, but he does Zanya's before a lot of the CC goes off. So thankfully saved himself a little bit. But I would say for the circumstances, that was very good for Notice Me Senpai.
Absolutely. Team Maya came in a little bit late to that, so kind of missed the engage. Was still able to get a lot of damage onto Poof the Sheep, so he was kind of put out of the fight before it was really a big thing yet. So Mo Money also getting killed there. That's a lot of the engage gone. And
stop the forts.
Ooh, stop the forts.
BBB chooses to stop it himself and just throw some rockets at Poof the Sheep.
Yeah, just gonna show a couple of harpoons. Start off the scuttle there, kind of leash it for Freakers there. But he's got a back here. He's got to be able to be healthy in case they do press to this Baron, where it looks like a lot of the vision is going to be prioritized right now. as Dragon's not going to be up for a little while here. Yeah, so Vicious and Delicious clearing out a lot of the wards, so I would say thus far, Vicious and Delicious having a lot of vision on this Baron. Nothing really coming up for Notice Me Senpai. They need to get that double Sightstone and put it to work. This Lee Sin also going full damage. Not a lot of tank stats on him. So, I mean, that Dragon Kick's going to be doing a lot, but then after that point, I'm not sure exactly what he's going to be able to kind of do in these team fights. Kind of scary.
I wish he would build a little more tanky, but Henry, I feel like he's just trying to put as much damage down as he can. And this is kind of how they've operated. Put as much damage as you can while the Kennen ulti's there and let Team Maya clean up the rest. Get the broom, start sweeping them aside, picking up those kills. But we do see Team Maya has the Last Whisper, who has the BF sword. I think that's going to go straight into the Mercurial Scimitar. Might go into the IE. We'll have to wait and see. Haven't seen yet anything be picked up. I think he, from Impreza Boy, trying to get that Mikhail's. I would really like to see that. I think it's very important in this, as they do have so much CC on that side. But there's going to be a lot of dancing near Baron, and the waves are kind of pushing, bot wave pushing for Notice Me Senpai, and top wave kind of pushing for for Vicious and Delicious. So they're just going to shove up that mid lane. They can rotate to any of those turrets as all the tier 2s are available.
Ash Arrow comes out. Paranoid coming in as well. Lands just on ahead of Patrol, but now just running away. Equalizer comes out, able to zone out a lot of members of Vicious and Delicious. Tafrika's forced to flasher. Kicked away by Henry. Now Poof the Sheep going in here. Slicing Maelstrom, picking up a lot of members of Vicious and Delicious, with Tafrika's now going to go. The dub for Kennen. Can he turn it into more? Tafrika's does go down. The triple. And that is the ace.
That was so well played by Hand of Patrol. He dodges the arrow. Nocturne immediately ults him. He uses Lightning Surge to get out of fear rate. He waits until all of this CC is down, goes in, flash ulti. BBB with a great ulti. He basically soloed out Mo Money, had him so low, but Hand of Patrol flashes in, getting a 3 to 4 man ulti and destroying Formerly and Mo Money, basically making Team Maya just have to take care of the tank.
That was absolutely disgusting. I'd say Tafrikers maybe pulled the trigger a little bit too early there. I mean, the Talisman was popped, and same with the arrow, but he dove so far just with that range, and there was not a lot of follow-up. Everyone is kind of a little bit behind him there, even with the Talisman going there. So, I mean, maybe they just need to coordinate those engages a little bit better, but that Kennen really capitalized on that fight there.
And these Ash arrows really need to start landing. They are pretty much the sole reason they are losing these fights. They're not getting that train. The train has not left the station. It keeps getting negated. They miss the arrow and they can't follow up because the rest of the team just runs away. Tafrika's trying to, thinking the arrow would land, but he was not successful. He just gets out of there. I feel like Vicious and Delicious really need to land that arrow to make their team comp effective. That's their long range engage. That's how it's been working recently, and it's not catching. But Hand of Patrol, gotta say, now that he's back in these team fights, he's making the difference. He's got the Rylai's to slow them once he offers Zanya's to keep himself going. It's doing very well for the rest of the team. But BBB, once again, another great equalizer to zone out the rest of the enemies.
Yeah, so, again, the weird vision here coming in for Notice Me Senpai again. Kind of have a lot focused around that mid lane. And the Raptor camp. Not a lot of objectives left on the map here, though. They are setting up for this dragon that is going to be live in 20 seconds, though. Hoping to maybe get a catch, but Mo Money and Formerly just kind of waiting here for Team Maya, which would be a great pick. Oh my goodness, they're going to drop it on him.
Paranoia comes in from Tafrikers, but Henry getting a lot of damage on Tafrikers. Get kicked back into the team, and he goes down very quickly with Team Maya picking up the kill. Equalizer comes down for the zoning, but now Team Maya gets shut down, and that could be huge for a team fight for Vicious and Delicious. Zonia's was popped there for BBBBB, and now for Hand of Patrol. He might be still caught in a bad spot here, and he will go down. Tried to ult there, but not going to do much as Poof the Sheep here. Maybe going to look to re-engage. Picking up Team Maya. Team Maya going down very early in that team fight. It's important for any team fight Vicious and Delicious is going to want to win.
That QSS does get rid of the stun initially from Mo Money, but the rest of their team immediately collapses. He does get out a little bit of the damage using the invisibility from the ulti from Bane. But unfortunately, we do see them going on to BBB here. They're putting a lot of damage, but he might be able to get away. Oh no, Ash is doing a lot of
Already,
slowing.
yeah, it was the hawk shot coming in. Poof the Sheep goes in, and he does pick up the kill onto BBB.
Free Dragon onto the side of Vicious and Delicious. But that was, once again, another great equalizer by BBBB, but they didn't coordinate it with the Cannon ulti. Anna Patrell kind of gets zoned out, and Henry looking to steal the
Don't
Dragon
fight
here.
for the Dragon. The Death Sentence does land on a Poof the Sheep here. Poof the Sheep just running interference here as his team does look to pick up the Dragon.
Oh, that Resonating Strike just being short. He tried to flash Resonating Strike. It missed. That's not going to be good. Or, oh, maybe he didn't flash. I think he just used.
Gromp!
Just killed the poor guy. But he isn't able to steal it there. It is 3-2 in Dragons. Going kind of back and forth between the two. Unfortunately, I think that's the first slip up we've kind of seen Team Maya getting caught out. It's mostly been Hannah Patrell that they've been locking down lately, but they do have the pressure of the Super Minions mid lane, so I would like to see them try and make some plays, try and get these turrets as they were trying in bot lane, but be a lot more careful with the side brushes as the CC is coming from everywhere on the side of Vicious and Delicious.
Team Maya, he needs to be kind of just in the back line, maybe waiting for someone else to kind of face check things. Again, that QSS, it only works once. He can't stop all the CC, and there is a lot on the side of Vicious and Delicious. So he's got to be very careful because they're going to be out headhunting for him right now as he is so far ahead. Even though Cannon, I mean, 8, 6, and 8, a lot of stats on her as well. But I mean, it's hard to pick one. They're going to just have to see whichever one they can kind of focus on here. They are going to be trying to pressure this mid lane, but it doesn't look like much is going to be coming out of it. Just getting some ward coverage here. Stalling it out a little bit, just making sure no one's going to get caught out. The Roman is 5 here. Arrow is going to go. Come
Will
out
it
here.
land? Victor Laser out as well. Looks like they were not able to land. That looked like that was going for Impreza Boy. Maybe they're looking for a pick there.
Happy Feet. Wombo combo. That ain't Falco. He dodges that arrow. No problem. They couldn't catch him up. But we do finally see, as they're building the Chalice, they're going to get that Mikhail's. It only took 40 minutes to start working towards it, but they're finally getting it. They got the locket. I think that's also important. Damage. I mean, the Annie putting out a lot of damage as well. Now has that needlessly large rod, going to be doing extra damage on top of that. But with the objectives down, Dragon and Baron, with this vision, they need to start getting more pinks down and choking out the vision that Vicious and Delicious have. They've been very good at keeping vision in their own jungle, but they do have the wolf buff, which is going to make it hard to try and sneak attack them on that bottom side of the map. But they need to start picking up more pinks and using those sweepers to get more vision in the enemy jungle so they can set themselves up for picks.
Yeah, you would say that formally should try and hold on to these Ash arrows here maybe a little bit. Maybe not trying to get the super far distance, picks off here. Maybe hold it until they actually have a clear shot at what they're going to be going for, a harder one to dodge. Then it's going to help them because they need to land those if they want to get some good fights coming out for them here. And having that on cooldown, having Notice Me Senpai know that's on cooldown, that's a very dangerous spot for them to be in. Especially when they're pushed open into their base here. Turret's gone, and that is up there. So, I mean, they just need to be a little more patient, I feel like, on the side of Vicious and Delicious. Maybe let Notice Me Senpai, dance around a little bit and then shoot that arrow out. Make sure they get a good pick and then engage on it after that.
I think this is where they're going to look for it. Once they push this wave into the turret, Vicious and Delicious are going to look for another engage. As Team Maya, the Vayne isn't very good at sieging turrets. They don't have the greatest siege comp here. They have Kennen and Vayne. Vayne being a very short-ranged AD carry. And with the amount of engage that they have and range on the side of Vicious and Delicious, it's going to make them very hard for Notice Me Senpai to siege turrets at 5v5. But we do see the Freakers hiding in the bush there. Usually it's Mo Money's kind of spot, but I think they're kind of catching on. But Poop the Sheep might get caught out here.
Death Sentence short range does land here. He might be kind of bad spot here. The Victor Laser comes out. Direct box comes up to contain him. And he will go down to the Team Maya. Pick up the kill. Big gravity field there from Victor. Equalizer as well coming out from Rumble. And both teams here, they're doing damage, but is anyone going to be able to get a good pick here?
Vicious and Delicious has to be very careful. Hannah Patrell still has flash ulti. They're going to go for the easy option. They out-rotate. They should be able to pick up this inhibitor. If they try and fight...
Ash Arrow does land onto BBBBB, and he's got a one-way ticket to Pound Town on the CC train. But the zone is... Maybe he doesn't. He does get out. The gravity field there. Slicing Maelstrom as well. Triple kill for Team Maya. They will pick up the inhib here, and looks like if They can't get a minion wave here. Will that be the game?
Honest, this is what we were talking about earlier. Team Maya on that carry, AD carry, and he's showing why he's so skillful. He's playing that Bane, just picking up a triple kill. He sits in the back and does the work. The rest of that front line, they don't need a tanky front line. They have CC and damage coming out front, and they're going to look to end the game here as they ace the entire other team.
Yeah, proof the sheep up in 5 seconds, but as the Maokai, I don't know how much he's going to be able to do. The first Nexus turret is down. The second is down. They're on to the Nexus. It goes down. The victory here picked up for Notice Me Senpai, tying up the 2-game series at 1-1.
Wow, yeah, so absolutely, that is exactly what Notice Me Senpai needed to change with that roster they kind of started last game. Putting Team Maya on a carry that has a lot of outplay potential, a lot of mobility, giving him just a lot of opportunities to become a carry, just enabling him throughout this game. It's giving him a lot of chances, and that's what Notice Me Senpai is going to have to focus around, I feel like, if they want to keep having this kind of success.
With the Janna ban, bringing up the cannon again, maybe that's what it's for. But
Cannon bans.
I feel like the Ash arrow was the dictator of the fight. If that arrow landed, it seemed that Vicious and Delicious was able to follow it, get the kills they wanted, win the team fight. They missed. Notice Me Senpai, turn around, re-engage, get the CC, pick up the kills, win the team fights. And as we saw, early game, arrows, landing. Then all of a sudden it was like off cooldown, these arrows kind of flying out. Maybe formally not still totally comfortable with the team, maybe just trying to make these picks, but I think they should have tried to hold on to those arrows a lot more and find better picks instead of going for these long range arrows like you were saying.
I think you're going to cry a little bit. I mean, there's still no McHale's finished up on the side of Notice Me Senpai there, but still overall it seems like they didn't need it. Vayne can carry herself out of that. Still, look at that CS discrepancy in the bot lane, 361 to 265.
Ouch.
So even though he was up that many kills, still had that much CS. Even in last game, you saw how hard he was out farming. He ended up the game with over 400 CS, and it was only a 38-minute game last time. So he's obviously putting a lot of pressure onto that farm heavy style, and he's playing a lot around with the team too, getting 14 kills in that game.
We were concerned that they didn't have that tanky front line, but the damage honestly was just overwhelming, I think, for the side of Vicious and Delicious. That equalizer on top of the slicing maelstrom just destroyed. Henry doesn't have he has a giant belt. He's got the giant's belt towards the end of the game, but he was doing a ton of damage on himself.
Giant belt, if you will.
You could single out targets. He's locking down people that they have in the back line, and he would dragon kick the Maokai to keep him there while Team Maya just shredded through those health bars, proccing silver bolts and putting that Blade of the Rune King and Last Whisper to work. Just overall, very great played game by both teams, splitting the series 1-1.
Good games for sure.
So everybody, thank you for tuning in tonight. We got a couple things to go over here before we go. SKL, we will be at the Saskatoon Entertainment Expo on September 19th and 20th. We have a booth right by the entrance, so you can't miss us. On both days, we'll have a little King of the Hill 1v1 hot seat going. The SKL admins will be participating as well. I know Dezanator's going to be in there. There'll be prizes. Yeah, he wants the prizes. Yeah, good luck, Ponox. There's prizes prizes for King of the Hill, giveaways, some swag. Come say hi, meet us, meet Dezanator, meet myself, Big Booty Bodie, meet Ponox. We all got fresh haircuts this week, so we're ready.
We looking good.
Same place, guys.
As well, hit us up on social media. You can see us on Facebook. Our page is just SK League. Come talk to us there. Twitter at SK_League. If you like Reddit, we have our subreddit, /r/SK League. You can check out our website at skleague.ca. From our website, you can link to our Patreon where you can donate money to us if you want. Anything you can give can help. All the money you guys give to us would go directly back into this tournament, into this league, everything. Big thank you to our sponsors tonight, Widemouth Media, based out of Swift Current. They do all the overlays, logos, website, lots of stuff like that. So big thank you to them. Big thank you to HyperX Gaming as well. And the Matrix Gaming Center in Regina is where our semifinals and finals will be held live. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, that is pretty huge. So make sure you tune in to our next week, guys. We're going to be starting out Monday with just us guys versus Team Dignitos.
Whew.
And again, that'll be Monday, September 14th. So make sure you stop by. That'll be starting at around 7. So make sure you guys tune in. It should be pretty exciting matches then.
All right. Tonight we have been Blake Dezanator Zanadine.
Hello.
No, this is goodbye.
Yeah, take care, guys. Thanks for stopping by.
Bailey Ponox Dietrich.
Yeah, thanks for coming out, guys.
And I have been Kevin Big Booty Bodie. We'll see you guys on Monday night. Make love, not war.